But one of the greatest achievements of Islam and its significant contributions to the modern world is the hospital. The United States National Library of Medicine credits the institution of a hospital as being an invention of the Islamic civilization. But did you know that the first hospital in Islam was the mobile hospital located in a tent during the Battle of Khandaq, set up by the instruction of the Prophet himself? Quickly, the idea of mobile hospitals evolved into fully functional hospitals in all big cities of the Muslim world. Between the 9th and the 13th centuries, 5 hospitals were built in Baghdad, Damascus, Cairo, Ray, Mecca and Medina. These were called Bimaristans. Resembling the modern hospital complex, these Bimaristans were the first to require medical diplomas to license doctors. Medical students were given rigorous training both in theory and practice by the chief physician of the Bimaristan, and it was only after they passed the final exam were they allowed to practice medicine. It was during this period that specializations also began to emerge, such as general practitioners, surgeons, ophthalmologists, gynecologists, psychiatrists, dentists, and even something niche like biomedical engineering. Al-Zahrawi was the first biomedical engineer. The Bimaristans had separate wards for different diseases, a library for doctors, a pharmacy, and even a laboratory within the building. Every department had an officer in charge and a supervising specialist. By the 10th century, laws were passed to keep hospitals open 24 hours a day. Baghdad was also known to have a separate hospital for convicts. Now, how did this concept of a hospital go on to become the global necessity it is right now? It was not until the 13th century that Europe finally began to adopt the Islamic hospital. In the words of historian George Sarton, we have reason to believe that when during the Crusades Europe at last began to establish hospitals, they were inspired by the Arabs of the Near East. The first hospital in Paris was founded by Louis IX after his return from the Crusade of 1254. But while the hospital may be a Muslim invention, there is a big difference between the Islamic hospital and the modern hospital and healthcare in general. The Islamic hospitals or Bimaristans were 100% free, complete philanthropic institutions. Even though the budgets were high for the maintenance of these complexes, the salaries of the doctors, etc., all was taken care of by state endowments.